Showing the audience. Alright, well, I'm Devin Rambo, and this is what's new in the National Football League. So, whether you're like a huge fan or just like sort of know about the NFL, not really paying attention too much, this should hopefully, give you a little bit of background knowledge on what's going on this year and everything. And a little bit about myself, I guess. I've been watching football since like elementary school. Just enjoy it, like the Steelers, and it's really that. So, this year, every year the league puts out like the points that they are emphasizing, and this year, illegal contact and use of hands for, any defender, defensive backs mostly. That's a big deal, I guess, because with Seattle and how they won the Super Bowl, a lot of people were complaining that they were too physical with their secondary, and this is the league's reaction. They're not going to let people push the receivers around and stuff like that. And the same goes with defensive holding. They're cracking down on that. Unsportsmanlike conduct, they just don't like the talk in between plays, I guess, and people getting too, people get their feelings hurt, I don't know, just they don't like it. That goes along with celebrating in the end zone, no more dunks over goalposts like Jimmy Graham does all the time. Not allowed to do that. Instant replay. Now, this year, the NFL headquarters will be looking at the replays on a case-by-case basis, so like they can send word down to officials on the field if a play is reviewed, which normally they didn't used to be able to do that. And that's pretty cool because then ideally you get the call right instead of obvious missed calls and nothing happens there. All right, so some coaching changes that happened this year. Jay Gruden, offensive coordinator for the Bengals, went to be head coach at the Redskins. Mike Pettin went to the Browns from the Bills. The Browns were looking around for head coach, couldn't really find anyone, so I guess Mike Pettin is who they get. Bill O'Brien was the head coach at Penn State, and I guess they liked the way he handled the whole situation, so the Texans brought him in, and then Mike Zimmer, who was the defensive coordinator for the Bengals, went over to the Vikings. And then all of those coaches are obviously first-year head coaches, and now these three were head coaches before, and now they're on to new teams. Lovie Smith is down with the Bucks. Jim Caldwell now with the Lions, and Ken Wisenhunt went from the Cardinals over to the Titans. Other things that I guess are changing the way the game is coached. Microsoft signed a deal with the NFL that they will be the exclusive tablet provider, I guess, for the sideline. So when you're on the sideline and players now, because they used to have to like print out like full 22 pictures of plays to show the players like, hey, this is what happened, whatever. Now they have the tablets, so they can go in there and just look at them nice and clean and organized. Microsoft likes that, obviously, get all the publicity. But there have actually been some issues, I guess, because a lot of the players are, 35 plus, start not being very good with technology and can't really figure out how to use it, but, they will adapt. Alright, so, as a lot of the biggest stories this year have been the off-the-field news. There's the investigation into the NFL. As I'm sure a lot of people are aware, there is the whole Ray Rice situation, and the NFL is saying that they're defending what they did. They're saying they handed out fair judgment and whatsoever, and that they did not see any of the released tapes or whatever into the Ray Rice situation, but I don't know. It's just up in the air. Roger Goodell is getting a lot of heat for his involvement in the Ray Rice situation. He claims that the NFL did not see any tapes before the one tape went public and TMZ got it. So his job could be in jeopardy. They hired, the former director of the FBI, I think, to come in from the outside and look into the NFL and make sure that there was no foul play. But people suspect, you really don't know what his biases are or anything like that, so who knows how fair that will be. Thursday Night Football this year will actually, the first 8 games will be on CBS, whereas normally all of the 16 games are on the NFL Network. And I think the NFL Network did that because they just, I don't know, they're not big enough to really put on a really good performance, so they brought in CBS, who they obviously have a lot of football games on, so they have a crew and everything, and want it to look real nice. And actually, like a lot of different networks were trying to get that spot. Like I know Fox, ABC, TNT were all trying to get it, but they went with CBS. Some teams that could be moving to Los Angeles. The St. Louis Rams actually. After this year, their contract is up with wherever their stadium, so they can free to go if they choose to leave. And Los Angeles has no teams right now, so obviously a big market. A lot of things are available there. So there's a lot of speculation that they can move to LA. And also they were there until like the 90s. The Oakland Raiders also spent some time in Los Angeles. And as if you've seen any Raiders games, they play on a baseball field, so they could make the switch, go down south to LA. So that's a possibility. Also, San Diego, there have been rumors that they would go to LA, get some of that market. Moving on. Some of the on-the-field news, the stuff that's the most important. There are 3 undefeated teams so far this year. The Bucks, the Jags, and who else didn't win a game? Oh well, it doesn't matter. But they obviously haven't won, so things look a little rough for them. But they were towards the bottom of the barrel last year, so I mean, not too much unexpected. Oh wait, did I say undefeated? I meant, all right, all those teams that I just said, they actually have not won a game. Not that they were undefeated. But, so those would be the winless teams. But the undefeated teams, the Eagles, the Cardinals, and who's the other one? Eagles, Cardinals. Oh yeah, the Bengals, yeah. Have all not lost a game. So all those teams finished pretty well last year, so nothing too surprising. Looked real good. Injuries. There have been a lot of big name players that have went down with injuries this year, so I mean, yeah, I know AJ Green went out for a little bit. Jamal Charles, high ankle sprain, you don't know. Rookie quarterbacks, that's always a big story in the NFL. This year there are not a lot of them have seen playing time so far. Johnny Manziel, who everyone likes to talk about, been in on a couple snaps, but nothing too substantial. This week, I think Blake Bortles on the Jaguars and Teddy Bridgewater for the Vikings will be playing, make their respective starting debuts. So we'll see how that goes. So I guess to wrap it all up, this year in the NFL should be pretty exciting. We'll see how everything goes. So hopefully, next time when you're out on a Sunday or what ESPN pops up, some NFL news, you have a little better idea what's going on. Make sure you can pay attention, stay tuned. So actually it's Thursday right now, so we're missing the Giants and Redskins game, so I'm probably going to watch that afterwards. And that's really that. Thank you.